presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are LA.
Inside corner. The Royals, 2015 World Champions.
The Kansas City Royals sit atop the baseball world, capturing last year's World Series championship. In fact, they've spent the last 2 Octobers in the Fall Classic. With that said, the Angels know it won't be easy heading into Kauffman Stadium for a 3-game set that begins tonight. But the Halos are seeing the light after the All-Star break, and tonight they turn to a hot Hector Santiago. Got him swinging. It's the Angels against the defending champs, next on Fox Sports West. Halos looking to bounce back after getting swept at the hands of the Houston Astros. They headed north last night. They landed in Kansas City a decent hour, so they got some rest. And tonight it is game 1 of a 3-game set against Kansas City Royals here at Kauffman Stadium. As we welcome you inside this beautiful ballpark, we welcome you back to Angels Baseball on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Kubiza. I'm Victor Rojas. This is the second meeting of the season between these two ball clubs. Kansas City visited Southern California in late April, and the Angels certainly played good baseball against them.
Yeah, the Angels last year, when you think about it, Victor, really struggled against the Kansas City Royals. It's 1-6, but this season back, you mentioned in April, they did everything well. The Angels, as far as swinging the bats, they outscored the Royals 19-7, out homered them 7-2. Very good as far as batting average with runners in scoring position at 467. But the pitching staff did their job, and especially when you look at the bullpen, 9 scoreless innings. You're going to have to pitch well out of the bullpen, especially against this very deep bullpen for Kansas City and their very consistent contact lineup. So it's going to be a tough series, but of course you got to get going here tonight.
One of the wins in that series was against the gentleman that's pitching tonight in Ian Kennedy. When we return to Kansas City, we'll focus in a little bit on Albert Pujols and his success against Kennedy and the Royals. This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Hyundai. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. By Jack in the Box, the Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack is back. Taste it before it's gone. By your Southern California Toyota dealers. By Mercury Insurance, on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by the Jeep Renegade. Find your inner Renegade and reach your highest potential with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon.
That against the Kansas City Royals. Mentioned going to break Albert Pujols with some success against Ian Kennedy.
Well, he has swung the bat very well in this ballpark, but in particular against Ian Kennedy. And our tools of the trade brought to you by Ram Trucks. Back on April 25th, Albert Pujols has 3 career home runs, but also had 2 at the Big A against him. Squared up the baseball very well. A lot of fastballs, a lot of cut fastballs from Ian Kennedy, the guy who's given up 26 home runs this season. Albert Pujols, when you look at career numbers here in this yard, 312 batting average with 15 home runs here at Kauffman Stadium.
Let's see if the Angels can find the winning ways once again. We're just about ready for baseball here in Kansas City. Sit back, relax. Going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. Game 1 of a 3-game series against the Kansas City Royals. Royals not wasting any time taking the field, so we'll check out Mike Scioscia's lineup for the Los Angeles Angels as they wrap up this quick 6-game road trip here in Kansas City. Yunel Escobar will lead things off. He will play third base. Cole Calhoun in right, Mike Trout in center, Albert Pujols DHing once again. Daniel Nava in left field. It's Andrelton Simmons, the shortstop. Ji-Man Choi at first base. Carlos Perez behind the plate tonight. He'll bat 8th. And it's Johnny Giamatello batting 9th and playing second base as they take on a 31-year-old right-hander native of Huntington Beach, California by the name of Ian Kennedy. Ian Kennedy's fastballs 90-95, cut fastball, curveball, changeups. My go-tos to be successful against Kennedy. Take the long way home. He has given up the long ball, 26 of them, and stay on the fastball, whether it's a fastball upper part of the strike zone or his cut fastball. He will try to elevate, bring it down into the zone, and that's when you make good passes at it. Defensively for the Kansas City Royals tonight in game number 1, they have Alex Gordon, Paolo Orlando, and Brett Eibner in the outfield from left to right. It's Chesler Cuthbert at third base, Alcides Escobar, the shortstop, Christian Colon at second, Eric Hosmer at first, Salvador Perez behind the plate. And Eric Hosmer's been outstanding at first base. Won a Gold Glove in each of the last 3 seasons. No Kansas City Royals ever won a Gold Glove as a first baseman. Hosmer is one of the best in baseball. Very good coverage there, and also a very good throwing arm as far as completing a 3-6-3 double play. Angels picking up the rear in the American League West, 13.5 back after getting swept by the Houston Astros. The Royals, well, they've had their own issues as well, but still just a game under 500, 8 back in the American League Central. And in third place, the Cleveland Indians leading the way in the American League Central. Texas tonight is back at home. They'll host the Oakland Athletics. The Houston Astros will be at home as they take on the New York Yankees. So the Angels try to kind of put behind them this weekend that did not go well. They faced some pretty good pitching, and it certainly stymied this Angels offense.
Well, the bottom line is they were swinging a lot of pitches out of the strike zone, especially breaking pitches. And you have a guy here tonight that throws a lot of fastballs, whether it's his normal 2-seam, 4-seam fastball or cut fastball.
Escobar ready to lead things off. He and Kennedy ready to deliver the first pitch of tonight's game. And it is on the corner for a strike. Yunel hitting .318. That's fourth best in the American League. Jose Altuve still leading the way with a .360 batting average. Breaking ball. Evens a count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Escobar with 3 home runs, 30 runs batted in, an on-base percentage of .364. It's just off the plate. Kennedy signing a deal with the Kansas City Royals this past offseason. Making his 20th start, 6-8 and a 4.28 ERA. 2-1 shot to right field. It's a leadoff single.
And once again, it's one of those elevated fastballs out over the plate, upper part of the strike zone. You stay back, a good level swing there by Escobar going the other way. The target set. Perez wanted that fastball down. It was upstairs, and a nice piece of hitting by Escobar to go the other way with another line drive base hit.
So man at first, and here's Cole Calhoun. First one on the way, and it's just outside for ball 1. Cole yesterday going 0 for 2. The Angels, although they racked out 11 hits, only managed 3 runs. Starters didn't last long. Skipper making wholesale changes in the 6th inning of yesterday's game. Kennedy, a very deliberate worker. Outside, 2-0. Kennedy made the start April 25th against the Angels at the Big A. Went 6 innings, gave up 5 runs all earned, walked 4, struck out 2, gave up a total of 7 hits. 3 home runs, 2 to Albert, 1 to Mike Trout. .3-0.
Looks like he's really trying to stay at the knees with his fastball, but missing location. 3-0. Cole Calhoun has been a guy that's gotten the green light. So should trust in his approach and idea of the strike zone.
And he will work the walk. So the first 2 have reached here against Kennedy. First and second, nobody out, and Trout coming up.
Very similar to what we saw in Houston with first and second with Trout at the plate. This is the time where you have to capitalize. We were even talking about that on the pregame show as far as the need to score early here against the Royals, because you don't want to deal with the back end of the bullpen for the Kansas City Royals. You want to score early.
It almost kind of set the tone for the Astros the entire weekend, because that was Friday night's game against Lance McCullers. They eventually had, second and third with nobody out. And McCullers got out of it. First one, Trout takes slow. So that's 5 out of the zone. And Perez is going to go out and talk things over.
And Trout with not great numbers necessarily against Kennedy in his career, 1 for 6, but tremendous numbers overall against the Royals with a .352 batting average, including .308 in this ballpark with 2 home runs, 1 unbelievably far home run here in this ballpark.
Kennedy is coming off a start in which he got knocked around by the Cleveland Indians his last go around. 7 runs, 6 hits, and 4 1/3. He's behind at 2-0 now.
Tried to force that cut fastball. Very good count now for Trout to do some damage. For a pitcher that's thrown that many out of the strike zone, he's going to try to aim a fastball. This is the opportunity to be able to square one up.
There's a strike. The Angels had opportunities aplenty in the weekend series with men in scoring position. They struggled mightily. 4 for 23 in that 3-game series against Houston. Escobar, leadoff single. Calhoun followed that with a walk. 2-1 off the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike. Warm night. Muggy as well. Overcast skies. No threat of rain, but you never know here in the Midwest. We're dealing with some scorching temperatures here in the Midwest. Another good crowd at Kauffman Stadium. 3-1. And is in tight. The bases are loaded for Albert. 13 pitches thrown by Kennedy. 10 balls, 3 strikes. Dave Island's going to come out and pay a visit.
Yeah, Dave Island's done a nice job over the years with the pitching staff here with Kansas City. And all of a sudden, going to have to have that conversation with the man on his way to the Hall of Fame, and Albert Pujols, who has very good numbers career-wise against Ian Kennedy and also in this ballpark.
We have seen over the last couple of years with the Royals, good young core of players, although they're out without their third baseman, Mike Moustakas. Alex Gordon missed some time as well. Moustakas out for the rest of the year. Pitching wise, the rotation has had its issues. Staff ERA at 4.93. The bullpen doing what the bullpen has done of late. ERA just north of 3. Wade Davis closing things out. Here's Albert. Bases loaded. Escobar at third. Calhoun at second. And Trout at first. Kennedy working from the full windup. First one in there for a strike.
Yeah, 4 for 10 with 3 home runs for Albert. .400 batting average. An opportunity right now to do some damage.
3 for 10 on the season with the bases loaded. 7 RBIs. Oh, 1. Chopper back toward the middle, and Colon can't get it. Escobar will score. Calhoun comes in to score. Trout ends up at third. He'll stop right there as Albert gets back to first, and the Angels up 2-0.
Boy, it's good to see Albert use that middle part of the field. A lot of times you see the shift on against him. Able to just get it by Colon and into the outfield for a 2 RBI single, giving Albert 74 RBI on the season. Fastball that kind of drifted the middle part of the plate, and Albert went right back up the middle, placed it perfectly for a 2 RBI single. Continued those big numbers against the Royals. .315 batting average coming into the game now with 67 career RBIs for Albert.
Here's Nava. Still nobody out. He'll take a slow breaking ball for a strike. Daniel hitting .231 with a home run and 12 RBIs.
Good base running too by Trout to go first to third on that slow roller that got through the middle.
Daniel 1 for 4 yesterday. Takes another strike. 0-2. Infield back at double play depth. The Angels scoring twice on the Pujols single. Albert now with 74 runs batted in. Oh, 2. Fouls this one back. These are those opportunities that the Angels need to take advantage of as much as possible.
Yeah, you got to add on and separate yourself, because you know this Royals lineup, they put the ball in play. Their batting average amongst the tops in the American League. So you could take away potentially, when you score enough runs early on, that ability to try to steal bases and go first to third as often as they like to try to do.
Upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 walks, 2 hits against Kennedy here in the first. Albert at first, Trout over at third. Time called by Nava. Adam Hamari calling the balls and strikes tonight. Paul Nart at first base. Phil Cuzzi, the crew chief, at second. Dan Bellino over at third, the umpire and crew for this series. Sure, he protects there with a 92-mile-per-hour fastball.
And especially that Kennedy elevates the fastball away. That should be a perfect pitch. As you can see, a lot of room to left center field for Daniel Nava if he stays back on that one well. As Orlando's trying to drift over a little bit more straight up the middle, and center field playing pretty deep.
Gordon plays a shallow left field, but he can go get them with the best of them in left. Breaking pitch, and that's out toward left center field. Drifting over is Orlando. Trout back to tag. He's going to come in to score. Albert will stay at first. It's a sac fly for Nava, and it's 3-0 Angels.
Yeah, nice swing there by Daniel Nava, going exactly where we thought he might try to go. That opposite way to left center field. Gets a sacrifice fly, gets the job done. 13th RBI of the season for Nava. That breaking ball stayed back on the well, looking to drive the ball that way, getting a pitch that he could hit in the air to get the run home, and did so.
So 1 out, Pujols at first, and here's Andrelton Simmons. 2-for-2 game yesterday against the Astros. Simmons now 286 on the year, 15 doubles, a triple, a home run, 12 RBIs. .426 batting average in 19 games the month of July for Simmons. 29 for 68. OPS of over 1,000. Caught the inside corner.
Boy, his timing mechanism as far as his try, those 2 toe tabs before he gets to bat through the zone, has been very, very good of late. Good swing there too. Timing was perfect. He's fouled that one straight back. Well, a lot of pitches thrown by Ian Kennedy here in the first inning. 24 already.
Yeah, right down the middle. 12 balls, 12 strikes. This one's out toward right center field. Giving chase is Eibner, and he will make the catch for round number 2.
Baseball's carrying pretty well. Looked like he got jammed a little bit on that one. During the summertime, dimensions big here. It's known as more of a pitcher's yard, obviously with 387 to the power realities, but when it gets warm like this, the baseball carries very, very well.
A nice symmetrical ballpark. 330 down the lines, 387 to left center and right center, 410 to straightaway center. Two outs now. Pujols at first, and here's Ji-Man Choi. Cuts through that first one. A little bit late on that fastball.
What we've seen lately from Ji-Man Choi, he's been able to try and turn on the baseball.
1 for 4 yesterday with a run scored. We'll look at a strike. Now the 0-2. Breaking pitch ripped to right field. That's headed toward the corner. Albert chugging toward third. The ball gets hung up underneath the padding. Albert will stop at third, and G-Man with a 2-out double.
Boy, back in the day when this was an AstroTurf field, that would get around that corner. It would roll and go away from the right fielder. This time it stays underneath the pad. G-Man Choi again turning on a baseball. Picks up a double. His 4th double of the season. 2 more in scoring position here for Jet Bandy. I'm sorry, Carlos Perez.
Carlos getting to start tonight as Kennedy goes back to the full windup. Second and third, 2 outs. 1 ball, no strikes. Bandy had a nice game yesterday, going 2 for 4, but gets the night off. Carlos behind the plate Saturday night. Then have gone 0 for 3 as the Angels managed 6 hits against Colin McHugh. The rest of the Astros pen. The 1-0. Fastball downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Tough start for Ian Kennedy. Carlos, the 8th man to bat here in the first. Ground ball toward the hole. Escobar gloves it. Gets up, fires to first, not in time. A run will score, and it's 4-0. Nice play by Escobar to keep G-Man Choi at third base as Carlos gets credited with a single and an RBI.
Yeah, that's good range by Escobar at shortstop. If he doesn't make this play, there's 2 runs scored. Very good secondary lead for Choi. He's going to score, or at least try to against Gordon, but a nice play keeping that in the infield, but it does bring home another run. RBI single for Carlos Perez.
So the Halos have batted around here with Johnny Giavotella at the plate. Attack at first pitch and fouls it back. Johnny, a Royal 2nd round pick back in 2008, University of New Orleans. We'll look at a strike. Limited action in the big leagues with Kansas City, parts of 4 seasons. Most games he got into in one particular season was 2012 when he played in 53 games. 238 that year. Four runs in, looking for more with 2 outs. The 0-2 off speed, foul back. Struggles for Kennedy continue since the beginning of June. 2-5 with a 5.76 ERA. This is punch foul.
Went to La Quinta High School. Ended up going to USC. Always has had a good arm. 21-game winner a few seasons ago with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Averaged 11 wins per year his last 4 years. He's always had a good power fastball. Will make some mistakes upstairs and get hurt with the long ball.
0-2 breaking ball, and Giavotella chases it. He'll go down swinging to end the inning, but the Angels strike for 4 as we head to the bottom of the first. Hector Santiago, a little cushion here in the first. Ned Yost, starting lineup for the 48 and 49 Kansas City Royals. Al City's Escobar leads things off. He's the shortstop. Chesler Cuthbert at third base. Eric Hosmer at first. Kendrys Morales at DH. Salvador Perez behind the plate. It's Alex Gordon in left field. Paulo Orlando at center. Brett Eibner in right field. And Christian Colon batting ninth, playing second base. They are taking on Hector Santiago, who's making his 21st start of the season. 8-4 with a 4.32 ERA.
And he's throwing the ball exceptionally well in the month of July. 4-0 with an ERA just over 1. My go-tos for Hector to be successful today is inside and out. Use that fastball inside and then go back, out of way, and down. And well-located first pitches. He's throwing a lot of first pitch strikes of late. You got located against an aggressive team like Kansas City.
First one's in for a strike on Al City's Escobar. Shortstop hitting .259. Takes upstairs. Escobar with 14 doubles, 3 triples, a home run, and 24 runs batted in. On base percentage of .287. Slow breaking ball catches the inside corner. And it is 1-2. This one's lofted out to shallow center. Simmons going out. Calls off Giavatello. 1 down.
In my Hyundai, key for this game for Eagles to be successful, a little Pink Floyd, a little variation of Pink Floyd, uncomfortably numb. In other words, make the hitters uncomfortable. We saw that a lot in Houston, where the hitters were comfortable looking out over the plate. Hector's got that ability to pitch inside to make the hitters uncomfortable. A way to get some quick outs.
Did not face the Royals back in late April. Cuthbert, the third baseman, takes high for ball 1. Hitting .297 in 65 games, 9 home runs and 33 runs batted in. 23-year-old native of Nicaragua. And bulk of playing time over at third base for the injured Mike Moustakas. Top of the strike zone, 1-2.
That's a good fastball there. Hector's been able to move that fastball in already. Cuthbert's had some big hits already in his young career with Kansas City.
That's a called strike 3. Down goes Cuthbert. 2 down.
That pitch was pretty much right down the middle part of the plate, lower part of the strike zone. Mislocation as far as not going inside, but clearly in the zone.
How much of that is a product of a catcher, not a catcher, pardon me, a hitter sensing the catcher's inside, and then a pitch is not inside,
yeah, so
he takes it.
So he's thinking in terms of feeling that the catcher's going to go, Hector's going back inside with the fastball. Then it ran out over. It's right down the middle of the plate. Normally, with a count like that, you don't want to throw a fastball there. Right. That's going to be hit hard, but he was thinking in terms of it was going to be inside.
Hosmer thought about pulling the trigger, did not go around. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count of the first baseman. All-Star Game MVP. 3-time Gold Glove Award winner, hitting .291. 13 home runs and 54 runs batted in, and he lifts one out to left. Daniel Nava will put it away. And it's a 1-2-3 shutdown inning for Hector Santiago. 11 pitches. Halos up 4-0.
A crisp Coors Light. Angels at 43-55 this year, winning record 10 the last 12 seasons, all except for 2010 and 2013 for Mike Socha's club. Started off very, very well after the All-Star break. Had a tough time in Houston, but already off to a good start here. The Angels lead this one 4-0 in the second inning.
Escobar already 1 for 1. Shoots one down the right field line, slicing out of play. And it's an 0-1 count. Halos sending 9 men to the plate against Ian Kennedy. In the first inning, made him throw 36 pitches. Gave up 4 hits, also walked a couple of batters. Looking to add on here in the second inning. Yunel's base hit was out to right.
When you compare to starting pitchers from that first inning, Kennedy with 36 pitches, and yet Hector Santiago with just 11.
Off the corner. 1-2. Escobar not happy with that call by Adam Hamari, and rightfully so. That pitch off the plate, according to our Fox tracks. 2-2.
And as a pitcher, you got to try that outside corner once again, a little bit off the plate.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
If you throw inside, that is not a good decision.
Pulled foul. Off the plate, full count.
Batting average continues to rise for Escobar. After a .314 campaign last year with the Nationals, up to .320 this year for the Angels.
And Escobar goes down swinging for out number 1.
It's a pretty solid changeup there from Kennedy.
A lot of confidence in that pitch.
Goes straight down, good speed on that pitch, 84 miles an hour when you compare his fastball's 92 to 95 range.
Cole, a big swing and a miss on the high fastball. Calhoun worked the walk in his first plate appearance.
It was 2-to-1 ratio as far as walks to strikeouts in his last 18 games for Cole Calhoun. More selective, good power numbers, 30 extra base hits this season.
There's that changeup.
Seems to have a lot more confidence in his changeup than he does his curve or slider.
Hasn't really been able to throw the breaking ball for a strike yet. I think we go first pitch on Nava, breaking ball for a strike. That's been pretty much it. Goes back to the off speed. It's fouled off. So count remains at 0-2. It's got to be a big boost for a starting pitcher that struggled with command in that first inning. Gives up 4 runs, and all of a sudden the second you come out, you try the changeup, you get a big strikeout on a 3-2 pitch. You feel all right. I think that might be my go-to pitch then.
And he's thrown a couple of them since. Would not be surprised to see another 1 or 2 in this sequence.
Called strike 3 on the inside part of the plate.
High part of the strike zone. And now it's time for In the Driver's Seat, brought to you by Kia, with Mike Trout coming to the plate. 750th Major League game yesterday. Third player ever with at least a .300 batting average, 150 home runs, 100 steals, and 500 runs scored. The first 750 games. The other 2, Willie Mays and A-Rod. Pretty good company for Mike Trout.
Trout worked a walk in his first plate appearance. Will take low. Mentioned the Angels batted around in the first inning. Second time this year they've done that in the first inning. It was at Chicago on April 18th. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0. And that is driven out toward right field. Moving back on it is Eibner. He's near the wall and will make the catch for the third out. Long drive and it stays in the yard. A 1-2-3 inning for Kennedy. 4-0 Angels as we head to the bottom of the second. We start the bottom of the second inning. Hey, every fan matters. Angels taking on the Red Sox Sunday at 12:30. 5 fans in attendance will receive a one-of-a-kind umbrella hat courtesy of Waba Grill while supplies last. Go to angels.com/promotions to get your tickets.
It's going to work out well. It's been still pretty hot back home.
Kendrys Morales to lead things off. Hector Santiago had himself a 1-2-3 first, throwing a total of 11 pitches. Kendrys hitting .257 on the year. Much better from the right side of the plate. .318 compared to .236. Remember when Kendrys would only bat from the left side?
Yeah, exactly.
As a member of the Angels? Foul back.
He's played some right field for the Royals this year also, along with some first base.
This one shot to right. It's going to hang up for Cole, though. 1 out.
Hit well, but Cole in position to run that line drive down. Kendrys Morales' name has been talked about as a potential trade piece for the Kansas City Royals.
Well, a lot of names have been floated about. Hector Santiago's name popped up, although it's been rumored, but certainly popped up again today. A lot of scouts in attendance. One of the rumors being that the Royals might even have some interest. Salvador Perez takes a breaking ball for a strike.
And when your name is in those conversations, all you got to do is try to block that out and think in terms of what I can do to help my team win that particular night, especially as a pitcher.
Flips this one in the air to shallow right field. Johnny Giavotella cutting out, calling for it, makes the catch.
That's a great angle that Giavotella took to run down that pop-up. Went straight to the baseball, cut off that angle, shorter distance, solid play by Giavotella.
So 2 up, 2 down. Here's Alex Gordon. Gordon hitting .204 in 66 games, 7 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Mentioned that he's missed some time Moustakas and Gordon colliding in foul territory on a fly ball. That put them both on the disabled list. Moustakas for the rest of the year. Gordon, damage to his wrist. Missed by much. 2 balls, 1 strike.
So far, a good life, good location with his fastball for Hector tonight.
Two upstairs, full count. Paolo Orlando on deck. 3-2, and he walked him. So the first base runner of the game comes with 2 outs here in the second. A walk to Alex Gordon. Orlando, the center fielder, will come to the plate. Lorenzo Cain also not playing due to injury, although he was working out before the game today, running the base as well.
Yeah, the talk is here in Kansas City he'll be heading out to a rehab assignment very, very shortly.
Orlando, the 30-year-old native of Brazil. Talk about some speed. Takes a strike on the inside part of the plate. This guy runs like a gazelle. .318 average. A home run at 20 runs batted in. Tight.
Yeah, you talk about some speed in the outfield. Orlando, you have Dyson, Lorenzo Cain when he's healthy.
Off-speed pitch. And a 1-2 count on Orlando. Halos with 4 runs in the first, leading at 4-0 here at the bottom of the second with Gordon at first. Modified shift. Giavotella shading toward the middle, so big hole on the right side of the infield. It's upstairs.
Overthrown curveball. A big difference as far as philosophy, as far as defensive shifts between these two clubs. The Angels, 779 shifts put on, 7th most. Kansas City, only 330 shifts defensively put on, which is 26th in Major League Baseball.
Two. Off speed, flipped out to shallow right field. Long run in for Calhoun, and he can't get there. Heading to third and being stopped is Gordon. Because the shift on, Giavotella had a long run himself. If he's playing a normal second base, it's an easy play for Johnny. But it falls in there for a base hit.
And you can see where Johnny, he's almost at second base and how far he's got to try to track. Good angle he took. He's looked up quickly to see if Cole can get to that baseball, but unable to do so. Good backup, though, by Giavotella to make sure Gordon was not able to score on that.
A good pitch by Hector Santiago as well.
It's one of those times right now for Hector, you just got to forget about that. You made a good quality pitch. It just happened to be placed perfectly in the outfield. Still an opportunity to get through this with no damage.
Brett Eibner, the right fielder. Oh, look at a strike. .254 batting average in 23 games for Eibner. 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. Gordon at third. Orlando at first. 0-1. Locked him up, but it just missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Eibner, 27-year-old. Big cat, too, 6'4". 303 last year at AAA. Second-round pick at the University of Arkansas in 2010. Late on the fastball. 1-2.
Back inside with another fastball. Well, a lot of times when you go in with a fastball like that, most hitters are going to look away. Hector has that ability to back it up with another good fastball inside. It might be the time to do so.
Boy, went back inside. Missed in off the plate. 2-2 count. This inning started on a line shot to right field by Kendrys Morales for the out. A pop-up to Giavotella for the second out. Then Gordon walked. Now Orlando with a bloop single. Off speed. Another flare out towards shallow right. Here comes Cole again. He's getting some work in, that's for sure. No damage done against Hector Santiago. 2 in the books. 4-0 Angels. Stadium, and a couple Angel fans enjoying it. Another great crowd here, and they've been drawn very well. And why would they? Of course, it's an area, and it's not just Kansas City. This is an area of the country that has been starved for winning baseball for a long time. And I'm talking Nebraska and Iowa and Oklahoma, parts of Colorado. It's there's a big fan base here as far as Kansas City is concerned, and they finally got to the World Series back-to-back years and won it last year.
Yeah, over the years, the caravans to promote the Royals all over the place in the Midwest. You mentioned Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado, Oklahoma. You have a lot of fans come in from that region to watch this club. And for a long period of time, it was not necessarily a winning ball club, but the last couple of seasons, the energy is back here at Kauffman Stadium.
Albert drives one out toward right center field, a towering shot. Eibner calling for it as he steps onto the track, and he'll put it away for the first out.
Even though that's an out, that's a good swing from Albert, and it's good to see. He's got a base hit up the middle and drove that ball to the wall in right center field for Albert Pujols. Salvador Perez must have said something about, you're not quite strong enough to go the other way here at this stadium.
Any longer. Nava with a sac flies first time up. Takes down at it.
That's his changeups. He's thrown a curveball and a changeup in this sequence against Nava so far. The baseball that Nava hit out to left center field for a sacrifice fly was a curveball. He stayed back well on.
Just missed.
Now that's the pitch that Nava's had a tough time this year with. The upper part of the strike zone fastball.
Taking on 3-0. And an Albert fly ball out. Measured at 387 feet, Gooby. What's it say on the wall?
387.
Yeah. Okay. Got to go a little bit further. Little flare out to left. That'll get down for a base hit for Nava. Not a bad pitch by Kennedy, but Daniel fights it off. Hey, Halo's taking on the Athletics next Tuesday, August 2nd. That's a week from tomorrow. It's a 7:05 start. Fans in attendance will receive an Angels soccer scarf courtesy of Micro Semi while supplies last. Angels.com/promotions for more information and tickets. Andrelton takes up high. Hit a fly ball to right center field in his first at bat. Four straight multi-hit games for Simmons. That's why that batting average has jumped up in this month. The overall batting average jumped up on the season. This is a hill hit and rod. Nava will pick up the baseball as Orlando moves to his left to make the catch. Round number 2.
Yeah, very difficult combination to try to steal a base on. Kennedy's only allowed 4 stolen bases in 10 attempts, and Perez has thrown out 55% of would-be base stealers. So the hit and run, a better option. 60 pitches, 36 of them in the first inning for Kennedy. It's settled down since.
G-Man Joy doubled his first time up. Fouls off the first pitch. Double for Joy, his 4th. Swinging the bat with a little more confidence of late. Tends to happen when you get some at-bats. Late on that fastball. That's the pitch that gives him the most trouble. Almost like Daniel Nava.
In an elevated fastball with movement on the outer part of the strike zone. Down and away, can flick that ball to left field. He's looking to try to turn on pitches. Now with 6 extra base hits, 2 home runs, 4 doubles on the season for G-Man Choi.
Two count. Now over at first with 2 outs. Halos up 4-0. Batting around in the first inning. 2-2. A fly ball to shallow center field. Orlando comes in. And the Halos are done here in the third. We'll head to the bottom of the third. 9-1-2 coming up for Kansas City with the Angels up 4-0. MLB action this Saturday. Bryce Harper, the Nationals, taking on the San Francisco Giants, and the Cardinals take on Giancarlo Stanton and the Marlins in a game you can only see on FS1. Action begins at noon Pacific on FS1, or watch it live on Fox Sports Go.
Boy, Stanton's starting to get locked in with some mammoth home runs. He's been hitting them late. Cardinals, inconsistent pitching.
9-1-2 for Kansas City here against Hector Santiago, Christian Colon, Alcides Escobar, and Chesler Cuthbert. Colon, the second baseman, .250 average, 4 doubles, 9 RBIs. Looking a strike.
Big hit for him in the World Series last year. Cal State Fullerton grad. Seems our very own Jose Mota.
Breaking ball, miss it. Wearing Darryl Motley's old number 24. Was it 24?
Yes, it was. But big home run right down that left field line. Game 7 of the '85 World Series against the Cardinals.
Almost got him to chase. They wanted a peel. He did not go. Full count. And he walked him. Got ahead of him. Second walk issued by Santiago. Not what you want to do with a 9th place hitter and up 4-0. So Alcides Escobar will come to the plate. Popped out his first time up. All 98 games this season. The Iron Man, if you will. Check swing foul, and that almost gets Cuthbert in the on-deck circle. No balls and a strike. Escobar's always one of those guys that is looking to swing the bat early. That's just been his nature.
Yeah, there's 4 players in this game tonight, both 2 for the Royals and 2 for the Angels, that don't see a lot of pitches in their at-bats. And Escobar being one of them.
Off speed, pulled down the line, foul.
Look at the numbers as far as batters that don't see a whole lot. Giavitello at the top as far as pitches per plate appearance, followed by Yunel Escobar. City's Escobar, their 5th, and then Salvador Perez. So they're up there swinging, looking for a fastball early on to try to do some damage.
This was down the right field line, but foul. Hey, but then again, when you're hitting 300 first pitch swinging, like Cal City's Escobar is this year, you kind of keep that going.
Yeah. And when you see the blueprint around baseball, there's always changes being made. A lot of clubs went from trying to see a lot of pitches to a club like Kansas City. It's very aggressive for fastballs. They don't strike out a lot, but they are very aggressive early in counts.
Hector wants to do baseball. 0-2 count. Lead off walk to Colon. He stands at first. Fastball, boy, that's a beautiful pitch. Missed though. Good location underneath the hands. Hector early on establishing that inside part of the plate to right-handed batters.
Escobar must have noticed we were talking about him not seeing a lot of pitches. He's seen a few in this at bat, though.
He's not taking them, though. He's swinging the bat. Chopper towards second. Giavotella will go to Simmons for one. The relay not in time. But they do get the lead runner. One down.
And even though they didn't get a double play, Simmons unbelievably quick on the transfer and the throw to even make this one close, because Escobar runs very well, and this is not his sharply. Giavotella quickly fires it over. Look how quick the transfer and the throw from Simmons is at second. Foot on the base, quickly clears that path, and in a perfect throw, but Escobar is too fast, but still well turned by Simmons and Giavotella.
One out, one on. Chesler Cuthbert, third baseman, now up. Escobar standing at first base. Cuthbert 0 for 1. He went down looking in his first plate appearance. The only strikeout Hector's picked up is walk 2. Allowed 1 hit way outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
Cuthbert has rolled into 10 double plays. Good changeup there from Hector.
I haven't seen that pitch a whole lot from Hector of late.
Yeah, just in my conversations of late with Hector when it comes to pitches thrown during the course of the game, he has at times upward of 5 or 6 pitches he can throw.
That's what fouled back.
And what his determination was when he has his bullpen session before coming into the game, he's going to try to narrow that down to 2 or 3 if they're working very well for him. That way you don't get caught up into throwing 6 pitches during the course of the game. Sometimes that's difficult for that release point when you throw so many different pitches.
This one's down the right field line, slicing away from Colon to the seats. Count still even at 2-2. Short lead for Escobar at first base. Broken bat roller toward third. Unell to Giavatello for one. The relay back to first in time. Inning-ending double play. 3 in the books. Halos still up 4-0.
Take a look at how that inning ended on their AT high-speed replay. The old 5-4-3 double play turned very well. Good feed from Escobar over to Giavatello. Quick transfer, and then fires it over there to complete a double play.
Carlos Perez went around as he leads off this 4th inning. Perez, Giavatello, and Escobar against Ian Kennedy. Carlos single infield varieties first time up.
One of those cut fastballs from Ian Kennedy got underneath that one. Hasn't thrown a lot of cut fastballs so far.
One ball, 2 strikes. Perez picked up an RBI with that infield base hit. His 24th of the year. Breaking ball. That's that pitch that's given him some troubles tonight. Fairly easy inning in the second. 2 strikeouts and the fly ball to deep right field. That's a ground ball to third. Cuthbert has it. 1 down.
Don't think about Kenny. Doesn't get a lot of ground ball action. One of the lowest ground ball percentages in baseball. 33.6% ground balls from Kennedy. A lot of fly ball outs. Guy with the ability to get the punch out also. 114 strikeouts coming into the game for Ian Kennedy. Strikeout, fly ball pitcher.
Johnny, one of those strikeout victims, went down swinging his first time. Kennedy with 3 strikeouts tonight, a couple of walks, 5 hits allowed.
Mentioned earlier that Ian Kennedy went to USC. His wife Allison played basketball at USC.
Ground ball up the middle. It's a base hit past Cologne. 1 out single for Johnny. Big turn, but he'll stay right there.
Good piece of hitting there by Giavotella to staying back on that baseball, let it travel. It's a well up the middle. Now Mike Scioscia has the option, trying to jumpstart the offense. He scored 4 in the first, has not scored since. Maybe a hit and run put on. Especially for a guy that hits the ball so well the other way.
Escobar takes upstairs. You're now 1 for 2. A base hit and a strikeout swinging. 4 runs, 6 hits, 3 left on for the Angels so far. No runs, a hit, 2 left on for Kansas City. Short schedule throughout Major League Baseball on this Monday night. Off speed, and that's low. That's the pitch that got Escobar for the punch out in his last at bat. Oakland leading Texas 5-2 in the 4th. Houston Yankees tied at 1 at the bottom of the 5th. That's in there for a strike. Seattle with the night off.
How about the Chicago Cubs picking up Chapman, the Yankees?
Amazing price to pay for a 2-month rental, 4 for 1. Sets the market though. Ground ball foul.
Yeah, we were talking about that on the drive over today. The Yankees did a pretty good job. I mean, they gave some pretty good prospects, but not a lot to Cincinnati for Chapman originally. And they've turned Chapman over to Chicago Cubs and picks up some really good prospects along the line.
That's why I've always been a big proponent of, if you've got a big trade chip and you've got a lot of people interested, why wait till the end? Strike while the iron is hot.
Exactly.
Drive it up as much as possible and then make the move, pull the trigger. 2-2, ground ball to second. Colon to Escobar. And with Unell jogging down the line, it's an easy double play down the top of the inning. Well, at the bottom of the 4th, 4-0 Angels.
Tell how quickly Simmons has the foot on the base, clears from the slide from Colon and able to make a strong throw. The first doesn't get the double play on it, but it got a lot on that throw. Very important because in the neighborhood plays, make sure you make contact with that base at second. Simmons was able to do so and still get a lot on that throw.
Eric Hosmer takes a strike to lead off the bottom of the 4th. 3-4-5 for Kansas City. Showing bunt, pushes one on the third base side. Hector has it, better hurry. And he throws it wildly, hits Hosmer, trickles away, and Hosmer will end up at second base.
Well, the one thing about Hosmer, who's running down that line, if he hits him earlier on that throw, he was definitely in the infield grass going down the line. I think Mike Scioscia's going to take a look at that. See right here on the bunt, you see where Hosmer's running down the line. He is in play at that point when the throw comes out, and Mike Scioscia is indeed going to have that check. And wants at least to have someone to talk to him about that play. Is that slide in the second for Hosmer gets into the scoring position, but inside the base. That's what Mike Scioscia wants to check out.
Right now it's a hit and an error.
And look at where he's at right here. You can see where he's at. He's on the infield grass. He's well on the infield grass, and the angle he takes, you could easily call him out there. Even though he's stepping on the base there, there's no angle at all for Choi to be able to catch the baseball.
The judgment call, that's why Mike Scioscia's talking with Adam Hamari. Not reviewable. So a man at second base to lead off this inning. There's Kendrys Morales.
Again, it's one of those calls a lot the home plate umpire doesn't call a lot, but when that runner's that far inside the baseline, I think it's one of those calls as a home plate umpire you can make and not have an argument from your opponent.
Kendrys 0 for 1. He lined out to Coleman his first at bat. And Hosmer, normally a guy that's very aggressive with the bat, just trying to take advantage, trying to get something started for Kansas City. Kendrys will look at a strike. 2-2 now.
Certainly not a bad idea. And as a pitcher or a third baseman there in those spots, you're not anticipating a number 3 hitter trying to bunt down the line like that. And Hosmer, a very good base runner.
This one's lifted out towards center field, hit pretty well, chasing Trout back. Big part of the ballpark, though. Trout makes the catch. Hosmer's on his way to third. His throw gets cut off. 1 down.
And going back to my Hyundai key for this game for the Angels, and especially Hector Santiago, uncomfortably numb. So far, he's done a very good job as far as making the hitters uncomfortable, especially with fastballs in, mixing up a solid changeup so far in this game. Now he's got an aggressive hitter up here, Salvador Perez, who generally will be swinging at the fastball first pitch.
Full windup for Santiago. And Perez lines one out to left field. Hit well. Nava back at the wall, and that is gone. A 2-run blast for Salvador Perez. And the Angels lead is cut in half. It's 4-2. Jumped on that first pitch fastball.
And we talked about first pitch fastballs in spots. That's not the spot against a guy who's aggressive on a fastball. See where this baseball drifted right on the inner half of the plate, and that's a pitch where Perez doesn't miss a whole lot. 15th home run, now 45 RBI.
It's the 19th home run Hector's allowed on the season. So base is clear, 1 out. Here's Alex Gordon. Gordon worked the walk in his first at bat.
All of a sudden missing location on some pitches now for Hector. Good idea to take a walk behind that pitching mound and regather your thoughts. Been very good so far.
Breaking ball, got him. Down goes Gordon.
You talk about refocusing yourself. That's exactly what Hector did on that pitch. Talk about painting the fastball. Framed very well. No movement whatsoever by Carlos Perez to get a call. Third strike.
You mentioned getting back to being focused on that at bat. Picks up his second strikeout. He's pitched well in this ballpark. Just 3 runs allowed in his previous 7 games, 3 of which were starts. He finished off the inning here. It's the first one to Orlando's downstairs. Paulo Orlando with the bloop single to shallow right in his first at bat. 4-2. Halos on top. Bottom of the 4th. 1 ball, 1 strike. 65 pitches for Hector. 42 strikes. 23 balls. You're still getting a lot of swings from right-handed batters late on the fastball. It's got to make you feel good. You just got to make sure you stay with that the correct release point and hit your spots.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Staying under control in his delivery. Hides the baseball well that way.
Ground ball to second. Giamatello's got it. So Hector does settle down, gives up the home run to Salvador Perez to get the Royals on the board. We head to the 5th. Halos have 2, 3, 4 coming up, leading at 4-2. This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop at ChooseNissan.com. By El Pollo Loco. Try the new overstuffed quesadillas today. And by Infinity. Visit your local Southern California Infinity retailer for a test drive today. Halos up 4-2, top of the 5th inning. Cole Calhoun to lead things off for the Angels. It's Ian Kennedy. The first one is a little bit low. Cole with a walk and a strikeout, so he's 0 for 1. Calhoun, Tron, and Pujols for the Angels. It was the 80th pitch that Ian Kennedy has thrown tonight. 47 strikes, 33 balls. This is pulled toward first. Sounded like Cole maybe broke his bat. Hosmer will take it himself. 1 down. In-game box score for the Angels. Total of 6 hits on the night. It's kind of spread out. Bottom third of the order each with a hit.
It'll be very important for the offense to get back on a roll. Kennedy has settled down. The Royals back in the game with that 2-run home run by Perez.
Found a walk in the first inning, a deep fly ball out. His last time up. That ended second. First one in for a strike.
Hit the ball very well against the Royals. Last 23 games, 21 hits. His last 23 games, talked about his numbers here in Kansas City. 308 with 2 home runs. 352 overall against the Royals. This is where Trout looks for that elevated fastball and try to do some damage.
3-1 count. Big rip. Pitch that was up.
Be surprised if he saw a fastball now, either a curveball, maybe a changeup similar to the pitch he threw Escobar back into second.
3-2. Upstairs, and he walked him.
And Albert with Trout on base again. That's a second walk for Trout. 1 RBI per every 5.07 at bats this year, which is 10th best percentage in the majors for Albert. He has been an RBI machine this season, with 2 of the night, giving him 74 on the season.
Albert will take low. Single with a couple of runs batted in, and a deep fly ball to right center. 1 for 2.
Albert 4th in the American League as far as RBI. Coming into the game with 72. Trumbo ahead of him with 73, but Albert with 2 RBIs tonight.
At 579 career home runs. 4 shy of tying McGuire for 10th all time.
Trumbo no RBI tonight, so Albert 3rd in the American League.
Off the plate. 2-1 count.
Albert with a long look down at Ron Renicky. A lot of room on that right side of the infield. A perfect hit and run count.
Ground ball over to third. They thought about going to second base, but the only out they get is at first. Trout advances to second, but there are 2 outs. Man in scoring position for Daniel Nava, who looped a single to left in his last at bat. Takes inside. Getting to that point where maybe Ned Yost has to go to the bullpen early. 92 pitches for Kennedy. 2 outs here in the 5th. All 4 runs for the Angels coming in the 1st.
It's a big RBI out there for Daniel Nava and the Angels here.
Picked up the RBI on the sac fly in his first plate appearance.
Certainly pitching Nava away. Base hit he had was the left field. Sac fly he had was the left center field. Gordon playing very shallow in left. A very good throwing arm. 72 outfield assists in his career for Alex Gordon in left.
There's that off-speed pitch. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Novel, this one down the left field line, slicing away from Gordon. She'll land in the seats. Trout at second base. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Good battle here with Nava and Kennedy so far. See that grip he has, circle changeup he has on the grip of the baseball to start with.
And he hits him.
Well, that's right on the elbow area.
93-mile-per-hour fastball. Trying to run that 2-seamer.
Just turned on it. A little bit of his body then into the elbow area. Little movement now in the Royals bullpen. Like you said, Victor, getting that pitch count up. Now at 98. Most pitches he's thrown in a game this year to 116 back on May 18th against Boston.
Simmons 0 for 2 with a couple of fly balls to right. Swinging first pitch, grounds 1 to short. Now City's Escobar goes to Colon. They force out Nava. We will head to the bottom of the 5th with the Angels up 4-2. Bottom of the 5th inning here at Kauffman Stadium, the first of 3 games set. And this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Eibner, Colon, and Escobar. 8-9-1 against Hector Santiago. Delivers a strike. Brett Eibner, the right fielder, 0 for 1. Fly ball to Cole Calhoun to end the 2nd inning.
It seems like they're trying to stay inside with fastballs, and maybe a change up down and away, but with the way his hands are set up for Eibner, you would think you'd have a shot at getting the fastball inside. You'd have to be super quick to be able to turn on that. So that's the one thing I always remember when you're on the mound and you're facing guys, especially some guys you've never faced before. You just look and see where their hands are, and that's where you determine where you can throw some pitches. You see right here, going fastball in, located well, it should be effective.
Not finishing off, and it's 3-1. Two walks issued by Santiago, 2 strikeouts. Full count. Limited time in the big leagues for Eibner, 24th game. He's hit well in this ballpark. 15 for 47 with 8 extra base hits. Yeah, he went.
That's that fastball.
He went and it was called strike. Either one.
That's that fastball inside. You can see where his hands are. He tried to get down to be able to make contact with that one. It's a strike and going to be late on it anyhow. Good decision by Hector and Carlos Perez to go inside with the fastball at 91 to get a first strikeout of the inning here. Big first out.
Colon takes upstairs for ball 1. Drew a walk in his first plate appearance. Graduate of Canyon High School. First round pick of the Royals, the 4th overall selection in 2010. Grounds this one to short. 2 down.
Let's see Simmons showing exactly what you're supposed to. A ground ball at you, stay in front of it. A lot of times you see so many infielders field baseballs to their side. Right in front, plenty of time to throw at Colon going down the line. Stays back on it, keeps down in front, keeps that glove down, using the 2 hands, and easily getting Colon at first base. Well done once again by Simmons.
Even the old school going down to a knee.
Yep, have time, especially when you know you have the arm strength that Simmons has.
Escobar, the leadoff man and shortstop. 0 for 2. This one's down the right field line. Cole running out of room. Boy, nice effort. Climbing the wall.
Well, what an effort by Cole.
Yeah.
Climbs the wall, reaches up, and just missed catching that one. Oh, as you see, it missed the fan. He almost got it over his hand.
Man, that would have been awesome. 1-1 off the plate. You know, with the size of the wall here down the line as it goes up toward the foul pole, you rarely see guys think about climbing the wall there.
You almost had to think about and plan to do that.
Yeah.
Whether he was doing that in batting practice or not, there's no way you think you can get up that high on that wall.
That would have been a sick catch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And he's bummed. He's saying he's telling Trout he just missed that one.
I wonder if it nicked his glove.
It was real close because the fan missed it. Pretty good concentration.
2-2. Ground ball toward the hole. Simmons gloves it, fires it to first, and dug out by G-Man Choi, but Escobar legs it out.
Speaking of an unbelievable play, that almost an unreal play. How much he got on that throw that far away from the base, especially with Escobar's speed going down the line into the outfield grass, and quickly fires it over there to first base. Very close play. Outfield grass, turns around and fires the ball. A lot on that throw. You see Escobar just got his foot down.
Oh, G-Man's got the splits working, doesn't he?
Yeah, we saw that in Houston. I may never get back up if I tried that one. That'd be over.
Ground ball left side off the glove of Escobar to Simmons. He fires to first and got home.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my! How about that 5-6-3 put out?
Kansas City may indeed check this. Off the glove, and again, two throws from a long way away. Real close.
I think they got him. That was unbelievable.
That's off the charts. Two throws. He might need some ice after those throws.
It looks like they might challenge it. No. Yeah, they are going to challenge it.
Certainly took a long enough time to decide that.
Yeah.
It's a real close play. Wow. That's unbelievable.
Yep.
That's going to be extremely difficult to overturn. It almost looked like the baseball's in the glove as the foot is coming down on the base from every angle we've seen. All the umpires in the stands here. Is the foot down? The heel's down. It's not on the base yet. And then the baseball in the glove, it is extremely close. His heel's down, but it's not on the base. It's the toe that hits the base. It's a huge play right here.
Yeah, Phil Cousy on the right's the crew chief. Paul Nart on the left. He's the first base umpire, made the call.
Again, his heel was down. If his heel's on the base, yes.
Well, they're overturning it. So the Royals retain the challenge.
See the heel down as the toe hit the base, and just as it does before the baseball is secured in the glove. But what a play, what an effort by Simmons.
That's an error on Yunel Escobar. What looked to be like a routine ground ball to his left.
You talk about a big moment. Well, this is a big moment. You're facing their best player on the team right now for the Royals, the MVP of the All-Star game, and Eric Hosmer. Big moment for Hector and the Angels.
First and second, 2 outs. Hosmer at the plate. He'll take down and away. Hosmer, a bunt single his last time up, so he's 1 for 2. Scored on the home run by Salvador Perez. Missed inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Error by Escobar, by the way, the 15th that he's committed this year. Very good speed on the bases. Escobar at second, Cuthbert at first. Forces Hector to throw some more pitches. He's at 84 now. 2-0. Off the plate, 3-0. Actually, no error on Escobar. They call that a hit.
Gotta be careful with grooving a fastball here to Hosmer. He might be swinging to get the green light here.
Great one. Kendrys Morales on deck. Here's a 3-1. Hosmer fouls it back. Big swing on a high fastball out of the strike zone. Full count now. The runners are going to get a head start.
Yeah, Hosmer's got pretty good coverage on the outer part of the plate. 37 opposite field hits this season. 10th best in baseball as far as that category.
Runners will get a head start with 2 outs and a full count. Payoff pitch. And that is a check swing. Did not go. They're loaded up.
See if indeed he checked his swing on this one. He's got the foot down. Yep, he's able to hold off on the swing. I think it's a good decision for Charles Nagy to go out to talk to Hector Santiago right now. Felt that Hosmer went after that pitch, but clearly showed that he did not cross the plate.
Bases loaded situation. Nagy's still out there, along with the home plate umpire Adam Hamari. And it's Kendrys Morales up. Lined out to right his first time up, and a fly ball to center his last time up.
Real good numbers with the base loaded. 373 career hitter for Morales.
First one in there for a strike. And Kendrys in the first 2 plate appearances, Goobies looked very comfortable at the plate against Hector Santiago.
Yeah, he's seen the ball very well out of Hector's hand at this point.
Escobar third, Cuthbert at second, Hosmer at first. And Hector working from the stretch.
Doesn't do that a lot, but I think that's the right decision.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. We've got him to chase a pitch away. And it's no balls, 2 strikes.
Well, now it's one of those moments you have to have a lot of trust as a pitcher with your catcher behind the plate as you try to expand the strike zone ahead of the count 0-2. In case you bounce a breaking ball in the dirt to try to keep it in front of you.
Giavotella shading up the middle. Big hole on the right side. Choi off the line at first. The outfield playing straight up, although Trout a little bit toward the alley and right center. That's the opposite way against Kendrys. 0-2. Got him swinging. Down goes Morales, and Hector gets out of a bases loaded jam. We head to the 6th inning. Halos up 4-2.
Greater coverage of baseball. A lot of close games around the majors today. Tigers leading the Boston 4-1 bottom of the 8th. White Sox 1-0 over the Cubs in the 6th. Yankees and Astros tied at 1, but let's go back to Boston, that game for Detroit. At that point, Boston up 1-0. Jose Iglesias turns on a fastball inside over the Green Monster for a 2-run home run. And at this point, the Tigers have not looked back. They lead 4-1 in that game against the Red Sox.
Hit that one wicked fast.
Yeah.
Nice bottom of the 5th inning for Hector Santiago to get out of a bases-loaded jam, keep the Angels up 4-2. G-Man Shore to lead things off for the Halos here in the 6th inning. And Kennedy back out of the bump. That was his 100th pitch of the night. 58 strikes, 42 balls.
Going back to that pitch by Hector, what a pitch that was. Facing Kendrys Morales, a 373 career hitter with the bases loaded. Some momentum for the Royals. It's upstairs with a very good fastball, inner half of the plate for the punch out.
Cute foul. There's that changeup. Choi with a double down the right field line and a fly out his last time up. Royals with action in their bullpen. Reaching for it. Keeps his at-bat alive. Pete Moylan getting ready.
Good rip at that high fastball by G-Man Choi.
Choi, Perez, and Giovatelli. Angels here. Bottom third of the order. Chopper to third. Cuthbert backs up on it. It eats him up and it goes into left.
One of those caught in between plays.
That's called an error, but the one on Escobar is not. Fortunately, it doesn't matter because Hector got out of it.
And once you go back on that, it's a tough in-between hop at that point and gets by him. And what we talked about, an infielder playing that to the side.
So Ned Yost goes to the bullpen. Ian Kennedy is done with nobody out here in the 6th inning. The Angels leading at 4-2. Ian Kennedy, 5 innings plus 1 batter. He's responsible for the man at first base. It's G-Man Joy who reached on the error. 4 runs, all earned, 3 strikeouts and 3 walks. And it's Pete Moylan taking over on the mound here. Veteran's been around. This will be his 19th game this year. 2-0 record of 4.24 ERA. Turn in and out, who's in, who's out.
And Moylan's fastball, sinking fastball, 88 to 92, slider, occasional changeup.
Facing Carlos Perez. Nobody out, showing bunt. And he bunts it foul. Carlos 1 for 2, infield base hit and a ground out. Cuthbert playing in at third base. Slider, and it's a bunted back toward the mound. Moylan's only plays to first. The sacrifice advances Choi to second.
Well done by Carlos Perez. And a slider was able to bunt that one, forcing the pitcher to field that one in front. Sack bunt. Seventh sacrifice bunt of the season for Carlos Perez.
Halos with a man in scoring position. Johnny Givatella at the plate. First one's in there for a strike. Halos tonight 2 for 4 with men in scoring position. No balls, 2 strikes. Moylan now 37 years of age. Native of Adelaide, Western Australia. Signed by the Minnesota Twins back in '96. Got to the big leagues for the first time with the Braves in '06. Chopper foul. The count remains at 0-2. Moylan last year pitching with the Atlanta Braves, 22 games. 1-0 record of 3.48 ERA.
So far this year, a lot of base runners. 10 walks, 26 hits, and 23 2/3 innings pitched.
Joy with a big lead at second. Johnny waves at that one. 2 down. So it'll be up to Escobar coming up. You're now 1 for 3. A single, a strikeout, and a double play ball. Just off the plate. First ball that Moylan has thrown. 7 total pitches, 6 strikes. 4-2 Halos. We're in the 6th inning. So far, one was a sacrifice attempt, and then of course Giavatello. Now 2 pitches to Escobar. Moylan hasn't shown not one time he's got the ability to throw that fastball in on a right-handed batter. So you figure you'd look middle away, especially with that slider.
Especially with Escobar swing .419 with runners in scoring position this season.
Ground ball over to third. Cuthbert's got it. And the Angels leave a man in scoring position. We head to the bottom of the inning. It's 4-2 Angels. Game one of a 3-game series. Hector Santiago back out on the bump. He's got Perez, Gordon, Orlando coming up for Kansas City. 5, 6, and 7. First one's way outside for ball one. Salvador Perez popped out to Giavattel in the second inning. Homered on the first pitch he saw. In the fourth, a 2-run shot as he fouls this one back. Evens the count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Home run for Salvador is 15th of the year, now with 45 RBIs. 85th that Kansas City's hit this season. This one's popped up. First base side, G-Man Choi will watch this one land in the seats. Doesn't dare do a Cole Calhoun move. It's 1-2. These two teams bringing up the rear in the American League as far as home runs. Angels 14th, Kansas City 15th. Angels with 94 on the year. Ball at 2 strikes. Oh, and he got him. Locked him up with a fastball in. Down goes Perez. 1 down. Hey, join us Thursday. Angels taking on the Boston Red Sox for the first of 4. And that's a 7:05 start. Fans in attendance will receive a box of Girl Scout cookies while supplies last. As part of Girl Scout Cookie Day at the Big A, go to angels.com/Girl Scouts for more info.
Boy, a gutsy pitch there by Hector, considering that Salvador Perez hit a 2-run home run on a fastball. Inner half of the plate, came in there with a fastball with a little cut action on it at 93 to get a swing and miss.
Alex Gordon takes ball 1. Gordon with a walk and a strikeout. Yes, he did. Not fully committed, goes around. Evens a count at 1-1. Hector 97 pitches, 62 for strikes. Halos have action in their bullpen. 2-1 count. J.C. Ramirez first man up. Charles Nagy on the horn. 3-1. And he walked him. Second time tonight that he's walked Alex Gordon, and will bring up the tying run at Paulo Orlando. Mike Scioscia is going to come out here with Hector having worked 5 1/3. Orlando with a single and a ground out. So you wonder if this is kind of a just a check to see if he's got that look in his eye type of visit, or is he bringing the hook with him?
He hasn't made a decision yet, it looks like. That's a long conversation.
Well, I'm surprised he's coming out. Maybe he told him he was out of gas. It is a warm night. Pitching change. But the Angels up 4-2. Baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Subaru, making the world a better place. That's why they created Subaru Loves to Care, Subaru's commitment to a healthier community. Halos up by the score of 4-2. Hector Santiago departs with a man at first base with one out here in the sixth inning. 100 total pitches, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, 5 hits allowed. And it seemed as if Mike Scioscia came out to give him the opportunity to stay in the game.
Been there a few times where managers, and usually when they're going to go make that decision, go to bullpen, they're not going to let you even talk to him. They've already got the hand up to go righty or lefty down in the bullpen. But on occasion, when a manager comes out to you on the mound, he's just looking for 1 or 2 words from you to say that I think you're ready to stay in the game.
Well, J.C. Ramirez enters here to face Paulo Orlando with Alex Gordon standing at first base. First one's in tight. Paulo Orlando 1 for 2, a single and a ground out. J.C. Ramirez pitching in his 14th game with the Angels. Back-to-back games now. He's 1-0 with a 2.57 ERA. Gave up a run yesterday. A home run to Evan Gattis. This one's out toward the alley of left center field. Trout was shading him the opposite way, but he'll get there for out number 2.
Well, what an angle we have to see that speed that Trout has to be able to cut that angle of the baseball off, able to run that one down off the bat where he was situated in the outfield. You thought maybe that baseball had a chance at landing in the outfield grass. Tailing back just enough for him, but that speed that Trout has runs it down for the second out.
So it's Brett Eibner at the plate, the right fielder. Gordon still at first.
With some good late life on that fastball at 95 from Ramirez.
One-two count. Lefty and a righty getting ready for Kansas City in their bullpen beyond the left field fence. This one slipped it, found it out of play. Gordon was on the move. He'll head back to first.
One thing you got to keep an eye on if you're J.C. Ramirez, you better stop, go to a discernible stop. He almost went right through on his delivery. Thought I heard somebody from the Royals dugout scream balk as he was going. Make sure you stop.
That might have been the first base coach Rusty Kuntz. Fan favorite here in Kansas City.
Always has a smile on his face, by the way.
Breaking pitch, got him. Down goes Eibner, and we are through 6 in Kansas City with the Angels up 4-2.
2 here in the top of the 7th. Now let's take a look at a game breakdown in Arlington. It's Danny Valencia with one on against Martin Perez. Big fly over that 404 sign as Oakland at this point leading the Texas Rangers 6-5 deep in that game, but another big swing by Valencia. Another name out there as far as potential trade commodity for the Oakland A's.
Brian Flynn, the lefty, takes over on the mound here to face Cole Calhoun. 16th game, has 1 start, 1-1 record, a 3.03 ERA. Delivers a strike.
And Flynn's fastball is going to be 92 to 95 range, has a slider, occasional curveball, occasional changeup, mainly fastball slider.
Cole 0 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and a ground out. Ground ball to the right side. That's Hosmer. Takes it himself for the first out. Brings up Trout. Flynn, a tall drink of water. 6'7", 26-year-old. From Owasso, Oklahoma. Went to Wichita State. He's a shocker.
Shocker. Trout has been very patient on the first pitch. He doesn't have a whole lot of anything to go back on as far as Flynn, but could be swinging first pitch.
Takes down low for ball 1.
And a lot of times when you haven't faced anybody before, you just assume that first pitch could be a fastball and be ready to go. And Trout has had success when he puts that first pitch in play.
2 walks in the game for Trout. 1 long fly ball out, so he's 0 for 1. Flynn, a 7th round pick, 2011 by the Tigers. Just got traded the next season to the Marlins in the Anibal Sanchez deal. He got traded in 2014 prior to the 2014-15 season, pardon me, the Aaron Crow deal with the Fish.
Trout went out with 2 walks tonight. You mentioned Victor, now 65 on the season, 2nd most in the American League behind Josh Donaldson.
Three-one count.
We'll see if he can bring his hands inside, maybe that fastball, the cutting in on him. Bring the hands in and get the barrel of the bat on it.
There's a strike. Full count. Second reliever used by Ned Yost. Moylan pitched 1 inning. Had 1 strikeout. Payoff on the way, and that is ball 4. So a 3-walk game for Trout.
And now it's time with Albert Pujols to play for our top tier play of the game, brought to you by Arco. Albert with him loaded. Back in the first inning, ground ball up the middle, driving in 2. Giving him now 74 RBI on the season for Albert Pujols. Also his 69th career RBI against the Kansas City Royals, where Albert makes his home during the offseason in Kansas City.
Takes the first one outside. By the way, it's a second 3-walk game for Trout on this season. The other late May against Houston at home. Albert breaks his bat and rolls it foul.
Coming in the game, Trout's on base percentage .421. A little bit more today with 3 walks.
Albert asking for time. Trout came in 3rd in the American League in that category. Altuve leading the way at .428 as far as on base percentage. 3 infielders on the left side with Albert up. That's way inside. Gets away from Salvador Perez, and Trout will advance to second.
Way Albert was walking around, he's kind of stunned that that baseball didn't hit him. And he's happy it didn't, because that was going right at the shin area. With that foot down and just trying to get out of the way, jackknife out of the way, and that was right at his shin. Wild pitch. Now another runner in scoring position for Albert.
Two on count for Pujols. Three and one now. Some action now. Guys scrambling in the Royals pen. Hochevar was up. Now he's going to get. Looks like he's going to start loosening once again. Daniel Nava on deck. 3-1 pitch. Albert shoots one to right field, a base hit. Trout is going to be waved in. He's going to come in to score. An RBI for Pujols, his third of the night, and it's 5-2 Angels.
Well, we talked about that earlier as far as the bat per RBI ratio. The machine coming through once again with his third RBI of the game. Going the other way, he's hit the ball very well. Middle, drove the ball to the wall, and right center field now going to right field. Inside out approach for an RBI single for the machine. Foot down, driving the ball that way. Good lower half body shift on that one too by Albert.
Dave Island's going to come out and pay a visit. And why not? You've got the shift on. I know you're facing a guy that you've never faced before, but they give you that right side wide open, especially with a man in scoring position. Take it. The Angels are now 3 for 7 on the night with men in scoring position. 7th hit for the Halos tonight. The Angels also with action in their bullpen. Looks like it's Fernando Salas. So he would get the 7th. Jeffrey Marte is going to come up and pinch hit. There's Salas. Marte is going to bat for Daniel Nava.
Down there today watching Marte's batting practice. He was hitting the ball very well, and he is locked in for a pitch on the inner half of the plate. And Flynn has thrown a number of his fastballs on the inside part of the plate. Looking to try to do some damage on a heater in.
Nava finishes the night going 1 for 1 with a single, a sac fly, and a hit by pitch as Marte takes a strike. .223 average for Jeffrey. 6 home runs, 17 RBIs. He's 2 for 8 as a pinch hitter with a home run and 3 runs batted in. One broken bat roller to short. Escobar to Colon to Hosmer in time. They might take a look at it real quick. Saw Dino Evil head down toward the phone. Looked like he got him.
Yeah, it doesn't come off the field.
Yep, they are coming off the field. Inning getting double played. Stretch time. Halos up 5-2. And it's all about Tyler Skaggs making his return to the big leagues. And it's been a long time, Gooby. July 31st, 2014, since he last pitched the big leagues.
And he's out there playing catch today. He's throwing the ball so well in his last 6 starts. Getting ready for this opportunity. Saw him earlier today. Said he's going to have the butterflies working tomorrow for sure. But just got to go out there and just relax and trust what you've been able to do as far as getting your mechanics in proper position.
Fernando Salas on a relief of J.C. Ramirez. Salas pitching in his 45th game, 3-6 record, a 4.98 ERA. Colon takes a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Todd Cunningham takes over in left field. Bat in the 5th spot in the order. Ground ball to third. Escobar has it. 1 down. Brings up Alcides Escobar. Fernando pitched yesterday, went 1 inning, allowed a hit. Trying to get the Angels through this 7th inning. Alcides is 1 for 3. Had a single in his last plate appearance. That was the infield knock that went off the glove of Escobar and ricocheted to Andrelton Simmons. Originally was called an out. Royals challenge and call got overturned. Hector Santiago 5 1/3 tonight. 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, 2 runs, 5 hits allowed. Off the plate.
Good spot though by Fernando Salas, and pretty good velocities. Settle in about 89, 90. That one at 92.
Just missed it.
Good changeup, got him out in front.
Another foul. A little surprised to not see Joe Smith here in the 7th inning.
It's been so back and forth where Joe has come into games, whether it's the 7th or 8th inning.
This is lined to right field, tailing away from Cole, and that'll get down for a foul ball just wide of the line.
Very, very close.
Yeah. So Escobar back at the plate. Cal remains at 2-2. Got him with a breaking pitch. 2 down.
Pretty good sequence by Salas against Escobar, a guy that generally will put the ball in play through a number of changeups, some good fastballs, and finish him off with a sharp slider. Great location of that pitch after a number of pitches inside.
In case you're wondering, Joe pitched 2 of the 3 games at Houston. Threw a total of 6 pitches in those 2 games. 3 on Friday, 3 yesterday. Chesler Cuthbert, the third baseman, takes a strike. Native of Nicaragua is 1 for 3. Base hit his last time up. Five runs, 7 hits, an error, and 6 left on for the Angels. 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, 6 left on for Kansas City. This was lifted out to shallow right. Cole comes in, calls off Giamatella, and a 1-2-3 inning for Fernando Salas. We head to the bottom, or the top of the 8th, I should say. I'm thinking ahead. It's 5-2 Angels.
Skid, and right now 5-2 over the Royals as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Welcome back, Ken French with you, and don't forget, following this one, it is Angels Live presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers with myself and Jose Mota. But right now it's all about the summer vacation. I'm standing by behind me with the Willard family, Keith, Christy, Caitlin, and Carson. They're from Oregon, so they started this vacation in Orange County. Then what they do is they go all the way up and they go to Houston. They caught the Angels there. They went to the Grand Canyon. Now they're here in Kansas City, and they're going to head home after the trip. And I talked to Keith. I said, "Do you have that sweet green station wagon, Gooby?" He said, "No, just the man van, and quote unquote, it's a chick magnet."
Oh, it's called a family truckster.
Yes, it is.
French.
Thanks, Clark.
G-Man Choi coming up with 1 out, nobody on. Simmons hitting that fly ball out. Hamilton is 0 for 4 on the night. G-Man will take outside. Choi with a double, a fly ball to center, and he reached on an error his last time up. That's 1 for 3. I think he was taken the whole way. Ground ball towards short. Escobar's got it. 2 down.
Point in this game, you have 2 of the best fielding shortstops in the game, in Escobar and Simmons. Both very strong throwing arms and a lot of range in that position.
Two quick outs, and here is Carlos Perez. One for 2. Single back in the first with an RBI. And a sacrifice bunt his last time up. Angels have Cam Bedrosian getting ready. He'll pitch the bottom of the 8th. Kansas City will have 3, 4, and 5 coming up. Hosmer, Morales, and Perez. That's ripped down the left field line, and that is just foul.
Not by a lot, that's for sure.
Third base umpire Dan Bellino on the line, and Mike Scioscia might have a look at it. He's on the top step for a second.
It's real close. Wow. Exceptionally close.
And the stripes here are painted on the grass, so no chalk to fly up.
Yeah, I think it's worth taking a shot. I mean, that looked like it was just touching the line.
They are going to check it. So Phil Cuzzy, the crew chief, come in from second. Bellino, man who made the call, will come down the line. The call on the field is a foul ball. So tough to tell. And again, Gooby, this is what we were talking about the other day. Without cameras on the foul poles or down the lines.
Right down the line. Well, you see that all in tennis right now, where the tennis ball is touching the line. I think at some point maybe that technology would be able to at least get that right as far as baseball's right on that chalk or painted line.
Talk to New York, see if they can make that determination. I mean, this is the closest one we could get to. That looks like it hits the line.
It does look like it got the line there.
You know, is there? Let's see if we can stop it on there. I know it's tough, but you can find separation there between the foul line and grass, and it's a foul ball. So this is one of those where you can't overturn it because not enough evidence. But it is pretty ridiculous that, you know, how many years are we into this instant replay thing that you don't have cameras down the lines in every ballpark. The call stands. So that means they didn't have enough evidence. Full count now. Johnny Givatellis on deck. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. Angels up 5-2. Carlos strikes out swinging. We will head to the bottom of the 8th. Cam Bedrosian coming on in relief, but the Angels leading it by 3. of 5-2, and yeah, a lot of folks are excited here at the K. Be sure to follow Angels Baseball live with MLB.com at Bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. Cam Bedrosian takes over on the mound. He's going to face 3, 4, and 5 for Kansas City. Cam pitching in his 41st game. Even 1 earned run average. Eric Hosmer 1 for 2. Drew a walk in his last plate appearance. Bedrosian worked 1 inning yesterday in Houston. The first one's upstairs. Cam threw a total of 16 pitches.
Well, he's had some real good life on his fastball. Good command. He's been able to throw his breaking ball very consistently also.
If you want to, and it's easy to nitpick because he had some issues earlier this year with inherited base runners. I mean, they were scoring at an incredible clip. He has since settled that down.
Yeah, he's done a real good job with that category of late.
But I mean, this is his 41st game of the season. Once fouled off. And really, when you look at it, I just looked it up here, just 9 times out of the 40 games prior to tonight, he's thrown less than 10 pitches to get out of innings. So it hasn't been like we just said. Joe Smith had 2 games in Houston, 6 pitches, and he's done. He's had to work and throw a lot of pitches.
And sometimes that's a product of a guy that gets a lot of swing and misses.
2 balls, 2 strikes. I shouldn't say a lot of pitches. You know, 16 pitches yesterday. Last time out, 15, 10, 25, 15. But there's nothing real quick for him. But again, he's still kind of feeling his way at the big league level. He's certainly turned it around this year. 2-2. Hosmer goes down swinging on the breaking ball. That was nasty.
And he has that wipeout slider working very, very well right now. After fastball comes back with a nasty breaking ball, get a swing and miss. Hosmer was late on the fastball, trying to catch up to the fastball, ended up getting a slider and a swing and miss from Cam Bedrosian.
Kendry spins around to hit from the left side for the first time tonight. Oh for 3. Big strikeout to end the 5th inning against Hector Santiago with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Keep it at that point a 4-2 Angels lead. The Angels added 1 in the 7th on the Pujols single. Albert with 3 runs batted in tonight. One ball, 1 strike.
Mentioned about Cam throwing some pitches in innings. He's averaging over an inning, a strikeout per inning pitch so far this year. Very, very solid. 41 strikeouts. A little over 36 innings pitched. 36 1/3 to be exact for Cam, and 41 punch-outs.
Got him with a breaking ball.
And not only does it add a good breaking ball, he takes a little bit off that pitch also. 84-mile-an-hour breaking ball. More of a curveball action, that straight down 12-6 break. This breaking ball has been 84 to 87. Fastball's been 94 to 97. So good separation in the speed of those pitches for Cam Bedrosian.
First one in for a strike on Salvador Perez. One for three with a home run.
Two really good breakables to a fastball hitter from Cam Bedrosian. You almost think in terms of try to bounce one right now. I know you're thinking maybe go upstairs with a fastball, but bounce a breakable.
Foul. Count remains at 0-2. Boy, 3 consecutive strikeouts, all on breaking balls by Cam Bedrosian. We head to the 9th. Angels up 5-2. With a huge Western Conference showdown. Don't miss the Portland Timbers taking on Sporting KC this week at 10:30 a.m. Pacific on Fox. Or as always, you can watch it live on Fox Sports Go. Jin-Ming Wong takes over on the mound here. A 36-year-old veteran, Taiwan. Will pitch the 9th inning with the Angels up 5-2. Cam Bedrosian, boy, what an outing for him. 3 batters, the heart of the order, 3 strikeouts, all on breaking balls. As you see Wong getting ready to pitch here against the Angels. This will be his 31st game this season. It's 5-0 with a 3.60 earned run average.
You talk about a power sinker, slider, changeup. Always been a ground ball machine when healthy. And you're right, Cam was unbelievable. That breakable against a team that doesn't strike out a lot. Nasty.
Johnny Givitello swinging first pitch, singles out to center. Leadoff man on board to start the 9th inning. Yudel Escobar 1 for 4 tonight. Base hit by Johnny, the 8th hit for the Angels.
Well, it's a perfect combination to put a hit and run on a guy that gets ground balls. Put the ball on the ground and have Givitello going.
Wong signing a non-roster deal this last offseason. Pitched in the minor leagues last year. Atlanta and Seattle. The hit run was on, and Yunel fouls that one. Ball pop up and hit him.
Yeah, it looked like he got him. Again, it's trying to protect. No power sinker. By the side of the right side of the face, shoulder area.
Runner goes, and Escobar bounces one to Hosmer. He thought about throwing a second. And Yunel retired for the first down. Johnny ends up at second base. So one out, a man in scoring position for Cole. 0 for 3. Last 2 times up, he's grounded out to Hosmer at first.
The good numbers with runners in scoring position this season. A .321 batting average. Big run out there for the Angels.
Cole looks at a strike. One ball, one strike. Mike Trout on deck. The Royals in the bottom of the ninth will have Gordon, Orlando, and Eibner due up. Angels have their closer getting ready, Houston Street. Two balls, one strike. Houston. Three and one. Long missed all of 2010. Actually limited just 12 games in 2009 with the Yankees. Eventually had to have right shoulder surgery. And prior to this year, he pitched in a total of 27 games in the big leagues between 2011 and 2013.
Royals have had success bringing guys back. Ryan Matson being an example of that last year. Very important role in the bullpen for the Royals in their run to the World Series. Ends up signing that long-term deal with the Oakland A's.
3-1. Cole works the walk and traveled back with a couple of men on. Trout 0 for 1 with 3 walks. Takes a strike. Clearly not the velo and or the sink action that made Wong a 19-game winner back-to-back seasons. 06 and 07.
Yeah, talk about a bowling ball sinker he had with the Yankees.
One ball, one strike. He and Brandon Webb very similar, especially when Brandon first came up to the big leagues to the Diamondbacks in 03. That thing was off the table sinker.
Yeah,
he just rolled off.
Tell a hitter you were throwing a fastball. He pretty much threw a ton of them.
1-1. Trout takes low. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Trout looking for his first RBI of this road trip. Had 4 on the homestand, including a home run, a couple doubles.
Two one, 3-1. Pujols on deck. Wong, at the very least, is channeling his inner Mark Gubicza with the hair. He's got the locks flowing, man.
Solid.
No sideburns and the long locks. I've seen that look before.
Oh, baby.
3-1. And that is driven out to right field. It'll stay in the ballpark. Eibner back on the track, makes the catch. Johnny will tag and head to third. 2 down.
Pretty good swing at that fastball away. Twice Trout has hit the ball deep to right field.
First and third, 2 down, and Albert coming up.
Albert's had a big game, 3 RBI, 2 singles.
Two for 4 on the night. He will look at a strike. Quick check-in of Cole.
That two-seamer that runs back from off the plate, the outside corner, and Albert unable to make contact on that one. He's hit the ball very well the other way throughout this game. He's going to be forced to do so again, it looks like, at this at-bat.
Almost like he was trying to punch that ball to right. Take that approach. The 0-2. There's a ground ball back up the middle, and Escobar's not going to get there. A 4 RBI game for Albert. Giovatello scores, and that makes it 6-2 Angels.
Well, we talked about Albert in the opening today, how well he has hit the ball against Ian Kennedy and the Royals in general, with 4 RBI on 3 singles tonight for Albert. That fastball ran inside, brought his hands inside the baseball, and back up the middle for another RBI hit.
Todd Cunningham's first plate appearance. Todd hitting 154. He's 4 for 26. Took over defensively. That was in the 7th inning. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jose Alvarez has joined now Houston Street, the Angels pen. No longer a save situation. Cunningham lofts one in the air to shallow left. Down the line, long run for everybody. Gordon goes in the dive. Did he catch it? Yes, he did. Wow. What a play by the Gold Glover to finish off the top of the 9th.
Yeah, we talked about him all throughout this game, in the pregame show. Arguably one of the best left fielders in the game's history. An awkward slide and dive, but still holds on to that baseball for Gordon.
here in the bottom of the 9th inning, trying to snap this 3-game losing streak. They will turn the ball over to Houston Street, even though it's a non-save situation. Houston pitching in his 24th game. 3-1 record and a 5.03 ERA. And he's going to get to face Gordon, Orlando, and Eibner for Kansas City. And what a play by Alex Gordon to finish off the top of the inning. That ball, how about that, a little dying quail off a left-handed bat, slicing away into foul territory. That's a good way to get injured. And
especially
remember,
he's
he
dealing
hurt
with
his wrist injury already this year.
What a few times.
Yeah.
That's an amazing play.
Four Gold Gloves. He will lead things off here against Houston.
Most ever by an outfielder, Kansas City outfielder. Amos Otis, 1-3.
Gordon launches one down at right field line, and it hooks foul. That was a long foul.
But a strike.
Missed inside. Gordon tonight 0 for 1, a couple of walks and a strikeout. Trying to close it out for Hector Santiago, looking for his 9th win. Off speed away. 2 balls, 1 strike. This one's driven out toward left center field. Trout was shading him that way. 1 down. Brings up Paulo Orlando, the center fielder. First one in for a strike. Orlando 1 for 3, a single, a ground out, and a fly ball out. Breaking ball lined to short, 2 down.
He's out in front of that one and up on the slider.
So 2 outs, bases clear, and Eibner coming up. First one in for a strike. Little dribbler foul. No balls, 2 strikes.
A lot of strikes thrown by Houston Street here tonight.
Oh, 2, little cue shot to the right side. Petit gloves it, flips it to G-Man Choi. Light that baby up as the Angels take game 1 against Kansas City by the final of 6-2.
Boy, Hector Santiago threw the ball very well, but Albert Pujols, the story of this game, 3 hits, 4 RBI for the machine in this game. Bullpen solid also. Ramirez, Bedrosian, Houston Street, some solid defense. Played behind the staff throughout this game, but Albert Pujols, the story of this game. Again, playing so well against the Kansas City Royals, putting up those